Hi, I'm Renee Davaro from the Club for Creative Expression. Thank you for tuning in. I certainly miss our gatherings, and if there are any members listening, I'd love to hear from you so we can continue to explore creative expression regardless of our circumstances. It's essential that we continue to brush up and bring forward our skills and passions. Remember that the club was formed to provide the platform from which you would be able to develop and express individuality through an artistic medium of choice, thereby enriching spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being. A lot has happened in our world since then, but I want to have everyone remember individual intentions and the commitment to what you wanted to create and to keep those intentions alive. Perhaps at one time you thought that you would write a book when you got older and had the time. Perhaps all of those dreams and desires have gone the way of the dinosaurs. Examine to see if that is happening or has already happened. Bring those dreams back and make them come alive. So my focus has always been to assist everyone in maintaining health, vitality, and a natural state of well-being, and to learn to disregard the general acceptance of the belief that aging means decay and degeneration. Today, I will focus a little more on that aspect. So first, my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am an integrative health coach, meaning I assist others in maintaining balance through mind, body, and soul integration. My tools of preference are hypnotherapy, nutrition, emotional, and physical fitness. I have been in private practice for 43 years. It'll be 44 in October. I am not here to preach, criticize, or convince. I am here to share information and offer suggestions that may provide support during challenging periods in anyone's life. So my coaching has always been based on natural therapies, which have helped thousands of clients over those 40 plus years. I am still self-employed and I'm offering for a limited period now coaching and counseling on any of the areas of my expertise on a donation basis by phone or in person if you are local. And if you can't afford anything at all, I will still help in any way I can. Do not suffer in silence, please. Feel free to call if you have questions regarding the subjects I speak about. You can leave a voicemail or text me at 949-295-8077. And of course, I want to remind you, as usual, to stay active and exercise as much as you possibly can. There's equipment you can purchase, or you can watch exercise programs on video. You must get up and get active. Challenge yourself to get up from chairs without using your hands. And as you become stronger, challenge yourself to get up from the floor without using your hands. We have a wonderful opportunity to improve, to strengthen, and to uplift ourselves into becoming stronger, more fit, and in general, better human beings. So another reminder, of course, is about the food you're eating. Are you staying away from the prepackaged convenience and fast foods? How about starting an herb garden on your patios? Or perhaps you can study as to what supposed weeds are beneficial. Did you know that the humble dandelion that grows so abundantly is an excellent herb that will help detoxify your liver? Use it in soups or salads. Heaven knows that with so much stress, pollution, alcohol, and poor eating habits, the liver gets overburdened and needs assistance in order to perform its more than 400 other duties. So if aging is of concern to you, the health of your liver is one very important factor in how you age. Aging is inevitable, and it behooves every one of us to become very conscious and conscientious as to what we ingest. And if aging is of no concern, but dementia and Alzheimer's are, then know that that brain disease starts in the gut. There's a direct link between the transverse colon and the brain. So don't kid yourselves and think that you can simply eat anything you like. There are consequences to your habits. Please stop thinking that decline and degeneration are inevitable just because you don't want to make changes. All the organs, in fact, every cell in your body has the capability of regenerating. Everything depends on your habits and your perceptions. So your lifestyle pretty much indicates what you perceive to be reality. If you believe yourself to be a victim of circumstances and won't do anything to help yourself and take responsibility for your health and well-being, well, you'll probably allow everybody else's beliefs to influence and even control you. If, on the other hand, you choose to empower yourself and create a life of your choosing, you will examine your choices and make changes when and where suitable. We have entered a cycle of upheaval and change. Things we valued once are being redefined. And I would like to propose that we move beyond the social conditioning that stifles our uniqueness and to take this time to actively nourish and cultivate our own lost sense of inner wholeness, presence, and personal fulfillment. I assure you, it's never too early or too late to make the changes that will ensure a lifetime of health, vitality, and beauty. The key is that you must start now. Aging is inevitable as long as you're alive. How you age and the quality of your life in your older years are determined by what you choose to do today. The improvement in well-being and beauty is cumulative, as is the loss. So in our current culture, many seek instant gratification that is promised through medications, surgeries, and or fillers. I promise you that those decisions have consequences. There are no magic pills, surgeries, or whatever that will instantly transform you without a long-range impact that may surprise you, often shock you, and sometimes disappoint you. Our system programs us into thinking that prescription medications are just a part of life. I might have mentioned this in a previous show, that one of my clients, whose mother is 93, had the unpleasant experience of being called by a nurse who accused her mother of being uncooperative and lying, since the nurse would not accept that at her age, her new patient did not take any medications. So few are the people who choose another manner of healing. And while on the subject of medications, if you are uncomfortable getting vaccines, you may want to consider alternatives. I make my own hydroxychloroquine, and there are other substances that will enhance your immunity. Bear in mind that if your body is strong constitutionally, you will have a better chance of surviving. If it's a debilitated condition, you can learn ways to make it stronger so that you too can adapt to those assaults. We need to become as adaptable as roaches. Who would have thought that someday we could all aspire to that lofty ideal? So many are suffering from a combination of factors, such as the inevitable causes of aging, the natural wear and tear of living, plus genetic predispositions as well as illnesses that develop over time due to various factors such as stress, poor eating, pollution, and so on. Do not resign yourselves to what may appear as the inevitability of aging. If you have subscribed to that belief that degeneration is automatic and that heart disease, diabetes, dementia, allergies, autoimmune disorders, arthritis, etc., will show up sooner rather than later after 50 or 60, we need to talk. And if you have also accepted, as so many of our friends and families have, that taking 5 to 15 prescription medications on a daily basis is okay. There may be a need for a dramatic change in mindset. There is a huge difference between making peace with where you are physically, emotionally, and spiritual, and resignation. To me, making peace means it's all okay. I am where I am, and what's next? What's available to me that may help me improve whatever condition? Can I set a new goal for myself? There's a whole new world available to me now that I'm older and wiser. So, what direction or new approach can I take? Resignation is very different. To me, it implies powerlessness and hopelessness. You've lived your life and you're done. No thought of prevention of illness or developing a former passion or considering room for improvement. I've known a woman for 40 years who is about 12 or 15 years my senior, who, as far back as I remember, has been warning me of the inevitability of what would befall me as I got older. I am grateful to her because I used those predictions as a heads up to do something to prevent whatever from happening. She said that by 55 or 60, I'd start losing my hair, that I would have joint pain and definitely need to have plastic surgery, plus other inevitable aging issues, including shingles and other horrors. As I said, I'm grateful to her and her resignation to the inevitability of decay because it drove me to do the research and discover why certain things happen to the elderly. And believe me, they don't just happen. We are creators. So, in my determination and enthusiasm, I made many discoveries and have done pretty well for myself. Yes, I'm older now, and there are many changes as we age, but not as debilitating as most assume. I still have a full head of hair, have had no surgeries except for the one that I had early last year when I broke my wrist. There's much that we can do to help ourselves as we age. We get away with a lot of offensive behaviors when we are young. As we mature, eating for health must become a priority. Nowadays, there's a lot of nutritional disinformation available. I urge you to educate yourself and become the authority on your health and well-being. There is no diet that is perfect for everyone. Even a 100% raw diet does not work for everybody. There are many factors involved. For instance, your constitution, your digestive ability in the moment, your emotional state, even the weather and the season. That's just to name a few. So there's many factors. I have taught nutrition classes at Loyola Marymount and Orange Coast College. And we'll be happy to start such a class here if there's any interest. So as I've mentioned, I do still work. And I also have a team of experts on skincare, image, and mental health available who work with me with products and information that will address your concerns regarding aging. And as an aside, would you believe that in a random survey of seniors, even with all that's going on, the number one concern was saggy skin? And another survey found that dementia and Alzheimer's to be number one and saggy skin number three. So whatever your number one concern may be, I have the latest cutting edge information so you can take action required to address your concern. So if you are interested in preventing disease and staying healthy, beautiful, and vital all of the days of your life, contact me and I will respond with the support required to fulfill your desire for ageless well-being. And I do believe it's time to acknowledge our humanity and admit that we want to look and feel our best, no matter our age or circumstance. My own mother at 87 on her deathbed was asking for her lipstick and mirror. I've worked with many others who had mothers who were just like mine. And it touches my heart that we all want to at least be cute. And we may also remember that when we were young, we weren't particularly eager to be embraced by a disgusting old person who smelled bad and didn't take care of themselves. You may want to begin to learn to love and nurture yourself more for the sake of your grandchildren. And when self-care and love take the hold, you'll be doing it for yourself, whether you have a family or not. Looking ageless could be a goal. Let us redefine aging today. So I've consistently spoken about diet and exercise, as many health and beauty experts do. There's another area that's not being mentioned, yet it's a huge factor in aging. And these are EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies. I believe that not many even mention the damage being done to our health through those frequencies, since it appears that most people seem to be attached, enamored, or addicted to their cell phones and the instant accessibility that Wi-Fi provides. And as I've said before, there's consequences to all decisions. And if we want instant access to our gadgets, there is a price to be paid. Cell towers are a hazard. And with 5G coming in, there are safeguards to be considered. So those EMFs do make an unfavorable impact on memory and the overall health of your brain. Some of the signs are headaches, dizziness, and other very subtle symptoms. You may be less or more sensitive than others, but however much is your sensitivity, it will affect your aura. That's the field that constantly surrounds you and keeps you balanced and in the flow. So we must stay on our toes and learn of the hidden dangers and hazards in all our devices and all tools that we've assumed are harmless. There's a stone called shungite, it's S as in Sam, HUNGITE, that protects you and your home if you want to be safe. I happen to have one on right now, and it is shungite, and it is like so. Just wear it, and that's it. It's protective. But I can tell you that if I get into a room where there's all kinds of Wi-Fi and people have their cell phones and so on, I can feel it. When I wear this pendant, it's not obvious, right? So nature does seem to provide protective measures if we're interested in doing the research and we want to preserve youthful health. So there are other protective devices. So 5G and EMFs are what you want to research. So that was a scalar energy pendant, all right? So the main reason I've always focused on prevention is that it gives me a sense of control over my life. I had figured that in time, most would be eager to not need to take medications, have facelifts, or have fillers injected into their faces. I never gave much credence to the belief that convenience would prevail, given the number of doctors and plastic surgeons in the area. I believe that people are realizing that all those quick fixes can make you look funny, and the medications are causing too many side effects. In Northern California, where I spent most of my life, surgeons weren't as prolific, and there was a larger holistic community that wanted natural health and beauty. I expect far more people to get on that bandwagon in this day and age. So moving on to another contributor to ageless well-being is your mindset. As I've stated previously, what you believe in is demonstrated by the quality of your life. Negativity will create more of the same, just as being positive will bring positive outcomes in your life. Over the years, I have found that some people may speak in a positive manner, yet their life is not what they wish it to be. Seems that a large number of people are in denial as to the thoughts they harbor that they or may not express. Most humans are in denial of the dark side. That would be the dark side within. That would mean they're in denial about the nasty, sometimes unkind thoughts regarding others' behaviors, or their ways of expressing themselves. Thoughts inevitably impact behavior. And if we're unconscious as to the thoughts we harbor, we can become guilty of hypocrisy. I believe in speaking truth, our truth. After all, we have a right to our opinion. And as a friend of mine says, we still live in a partially free country. The inability to stay out of other people's business and lives often brings out the worst in people. So setting your own boundaries can help you become more respectful of others. We have reached a point in our evolution where introspection is essential. It's time to become mindful of the habits we have incorporated as automatic behaviors and make changes. Sometimes change does not happen easily, and anyone needing assistance can check out reneedevereaux.com and perhaps sign up for hypnotherapy. And that's a type of psychotherapy that involves accessing your subconscious mind in order to implement permanent change. There are many tools and techniques that can support you in making changes. But first, you must want to make the changes. Too often I've heard people say they'd like to change something about their life or about themselves, but are reluctant to take action. I believe that in order to permanently change a pattern of behavior, we must first acknowledge the discomfort that it's causing. Apologize to yourself or the others, and consciously decide not to do that again. Sometimes sheer will and determination are what it takes to make it permanent. Other times we may need support through some type therapy or another. I believe we create our reality, and the first step in generating a life of our choosing is to take responsibility for our thoughts and actions. Otherwise, we're simply living by default and are at the effect of what others say or do. Of course, it all takes discipline, and unfortunately, that may be a dirty word for many. Nevertheless, that's the word to confront if we seriously want to manifest the very best version of ourselves. Whatever new pattern or habit you may want to establish will take discipline to make permanent. Consistency and discipline, two words that seem to be disappearing from our culture. I say it's time to bring them back, make them come alive. And of course, hypnosis is becoming increasingly popular since many like to enhance their existing, inspiration and discipline. So if you're at all concerned with maintaining your looks and becoming the best version of yourself, do be mindful of that old saying that says, beauty comes from within. It could not be more true. And just as ugly thoughts promote ugliness. So when I hear someone say, beauty is only skin deep, I simply reply, isn't it too bad that it's ugliness that goes all the way through, all the way to the center of your being, if you don't stay conscious and present? Redefine aging today. Thank you for tuning in.